It's Street Fighter time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Storm Collectibles Ultra Street Fighter 2 Zangief or Zangief, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I don't really care. So, this has been out for a long time already, but I've been debating if I would get another Gief or not. I have Street Fighter 5 Gief, and I know this one is upgraded, updated, made bigger, made to look better, but I haven't really gotten to it because it's expensive. And the reason why we're doing this now is because I got the Falcons hanger exclusive in the green pants, but I don't really care about the green pants. This was at a heavy discount on Big Bad Toy Store, and that's the reason why I finally got it. And I thought, you know, if I'm gonna have another Gief, I might as well have one with a different color. So let's have a look at the figure. What a beautiful, big and bulky man. He stands at about 21.5 centimeters to the top of his head, which means we are going up to like almost 8.5 inches tall size comparisons.
Here's Jalter, the Stage Figure Arts Son Goku, Naka Michelangelo, Storm Collectibles Street Fighter 2 Ryu, Storm Collectibles Street Fighter 2 Balrog, and Storm Collectibles Street Fighter 5 Zangief, and Darkseid.
But after the size comparisons, I want to answer the question that I was asking myself for all this time. Is it worth it getting this Gief if you already have the SF5 version? And the answer is yes. But let me show you real quick. Obviously the big problem with the previous release were the shoulders. They were just way too narrow and they kind of crunched it down a little bit too much. This guy has broader shoulders because they actually didn't butcher his torso area over here. Just give him a normal, big, nice, and wide torso. So just attach the arms to it. But the SF5 Gief has some more gains because you have like bigger shoulders. Bigger bicep, well, almost the same, but the shoulders are definitely bigger. Really stands out more. Same with the thighs, if you're a fan of thighs. And like the muscle work is just a lot deeper. You have all these kind of veins and wrinkles going through it, which the new version, the SF2 version, doesn't have, but you know, this is all accurate. The SF5 version obviously is supposed to be different art style. It's an older Gief, so also he has like the bigger head. Looks a bit more realistic. And that's fine. I mean, this is still SF5, and I don't have a problem with this figure, but generally speaking, especially with the entire torso area, I prefer the SF2 Gief. But again, style points are different, but mostly because of the shoulders, the body mode. I feel it just looks cleaner, and I think the smaller head also just does look better on this big muscular body than like the bigger head, because yeah, I just, hands down, I prefer this one. But let's move on to actually reviewing this one. So for the overall look and detail of this guy, I'm a big fan because first and foremost, you're really getting those Street Fighter 2 vibes compared to the previous Gief version. And I think that's the most important aspect of just not doing another Gief and recycling parts from the previous ones, but doing one that's Street Fighter 2 accurate and captures the design, captures the look. He has a stern look on his face. Got the frizzy beard and the hair also on top, the mohawk and everything. I mean, it looks great. I love that you always have the glossy eyes on those Storm Collectibles. Really brings it out, especially in this crazy looking guy over here. Got the nose, which it's kind of like, has this kind of like rounded part on the front part. It looks weird from the front, but again, it's I looked it up and I feel like it's pretty accurate to the source material. Then we got a little bit of hair on the chest area. Got a lot of scars from fighting bears in Russia or the USSR, whichever year we are. I don't know, they still call it USSR in like the games, right? But anyway, the paint job on here doesn't line up completely, but not really much to complain about for me. Beautiful muscle work in the back, and that's just kind of like something that Storm always excels at, and I think they do a bang-up job of this character. And that's one of the most important aspects, right? Because you don't have a lot of paint, you don't have a lot of clothing on this figure, so you really gotta knock it out of the park with the muscle work, and boy oh boy did they have it. Look at his abs and everything that's going on throughout here. The paint job on the belt, whatever I call that, like his shorts with, I guess this is a belt, does this qualify as a belt? Anyway, there's some black wash on there, I don't know why. it makes it feel kind of weird because, again, Street Fighter 2 style is a lot more colorful, it's a lot more vibrant, and not as dark as like the previous version. So I don't really know why they did that. It's barely noticeable, so I even noticed it if I'm only going in there. Woo! It's Panzer time, by the way. You know, I do it for the girls, might as well do it for the guys, right? His Panzer is in plain sight. It's in the green because we have the recolored version. But down to those massive, massive tiger thighs. Why did I say tiger thighs? Elephant thighs. Chun-Li, eat your heart out. Who has the biggest thighs in Street Fighter universe? Chun-Li or this guy? Let me know down in the comments as we move down to some more shin hair. That's like one of my favorite parts of the character in general. He has shin hair and like big puddles of it, like big bushes of it. Puddles is not the right word. But anyway, down to the boots. There's not a lot of muscle work going on over here. What's happening? What about leg day? Only like thigh day, but not like down there. And then we got the boots with some wrinkles in there. The line work on here on the white is not great. Doesn't really fully cover it up. A little bit on this side. Very sloppy on the boots, but other than that, I mean, it looks good. Just the boots kind of suck. Make Geef angry. For the articulation, it's super standard for Storm Collectible stuff, but I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad, but if you know Storm Collectibles articulation, you're gonna know this one. Have like the long dumbbell joint in the neck, and all the chest area is soft plastic, so you can bring that back and forth. Does tilt side to side, does go to the back, and does also go all the way around. Nothing hindering it, and the soft chest piece really makes for, like, especially the forward movement with his big beard. That's like what Street Fighter 5 Geef can even do. For the shoulders, you have the hinge. You can bring that up and down, and as you can tell, there's the ball in the chest area, so you can rotate that around, bring it back and forth, and also all the way around. Now, the bicep swivels don't work. He's too big. I tried on both sides. I just get a little bit of wiggle motion, and that's about it. That's kind of a disappointment. Then for the elbow, can move that up just as much as the big bicep lets it. Obviously, he's just kind of too big, too chunky to really get hold of all the articulation points. The fist is on a ball hinge, can bring that back and forth. Also can be rotated all the way around. This is soft plastic, so we'll get out of the way. Also not connected. If you want to take it off for whatever reason, you can. Then for the chest area, I can bring that back and forth. Let me hold on to the hips so we actually get to see the chest in motion. Does tilt side to side quite nicely, and does also move, can be swiveled around. Way easy on the hips, like, because this is all soft plastic, you don't want to rip it apart and you don't want to get it out of position. But for the waist part, you can bring that all the way around, no trouble there. Can also be moved back and forth and side to side. Let me get the big arms out of the way. Back and forth and side to side and crotch piece is soft plastic, so it moves out of the way if you move the leg up. If you move the leg out, have to give it a good tuck, but it does have an impressive range actually. And then to the back, now you also have a swivel on there, the double hinged knee, which looks alright, I guess, could be better. And the foot doesn't really move forward, does move backward somewhat, has a beautiful pivot actually. Stability is not an issue. And finally, you also have a toe hinge. For your accessories, first of all, in the box, you do get the USSR stage nicely printed on there, so you can display that in the back if you would like to. We also get this weird base, which I'm not really a fan of. Do I take it out? I guess I'll show you, but it's to just attach energy effects, even though this guy doesn't really have a big energy effect, but I don't really know. So you have this base and a bunch of different small packs with... Those don't even go in there. What the hell is going on? One of them goes in there, this one goes in there, and then you can just stack them on top to hold on to something. This is the wrong one, but yeah. Stack this one on top and whatever. It sucks. I remember at the beginning, when Storm Collectibles came out, they had like a little bendy arm and whatnot, so that base was way better. So now we have this. Well, this is a fireball. What's Geef doing with a fireball? It's not really a fireball, it's something to drape over his hand, which you can connect like this. It wasn't even connected properly before, but you can just take this, drape it over his green hand to make the energy effect look as it should. This one's just like really orange, and in the front I feel like there's a little bit of paint on the sides of it. It's fine. I like the green hands though. See-through green hands. to complete the look because he hates fireballs, and he had the green hand in Street Fighter 2, and that was like his big improvement back in the day. Then we have pointy fingers. We also have chop hands. We do have these open grabby hands, and we also have these versions of the grabby hands, which are a little bit different, the booby grab hands. And finally, for the faces, yelling face, I would say, which you use for like the winning pose. Then we have this where he kind of curls up the lip a little bit. And finally, we have the face where he loses the battle and he bleeds out of his mohawk. Final thoughts! I think this figure is a definite upgrade from the previous version, especially because of the shoulders. But overall, I mean, it's a solid figure. It's a big guy, comes with a bunch of cool accessories, tons and tons of hands. I love the face sculpt and the ability to get the green hand accessory, which was such a big deal for Geef in like the latest parts of Street Fighter 2. And yeah, I like this figure. It's not perfect. Obviously, it has some issues here and there, especially like the big muscles kind of prevent him from moving as much as he could with the joints. But I mean, you still get some very cool poses out of him. So it's not really anything for me to complain about. Just, yeah, if you don't have a Geef, I would rather pick this one up than the Street Fighter 5 one. But if you already have a Street Fighter 5 one, I still recommend this one because personally, I think it's better, I think it looks better, and comes with a bunch of cool stuff. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Zangief wants.